This is taken from Matthew 24 after Jesus came out of the temple. It says, "And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down." Verse 3. And as he sat up upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquake in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many people. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolations spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. We have Jesus on the mount talking to his disciples. And verse 11, it says, And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination and desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Then let them which is in Judea flee unto the mountains. Let him which on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, Christ is there, believe it not. For there shall rise many false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, inasmuch that, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they that say unto you, Behold, he in the desert, go not forth. Or if they say he is in the secret chamber, believe it not. For as a lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth in the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. Verse 28. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation, in those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give any light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man, who is Jesus Christ. They shall see him coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of this day and the hour knoweth no man, no, not even the angels in heaven do not know, but the Father only. But as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and no, not until the flood came and took them all away. so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 40. Then shall be two in the field, one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour the Lord does come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known it was watch, if the of the house know, he would have watched so that the thief would not come into his house. He would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken into. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as we think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has made him ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find him doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But unto one, that evil servant, shall say to his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite the fellow servant, and to eat and drink with his drunkards. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in that hour he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appointed him his portion with the hypocrites, where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now I'm going to read Matthew 25 from the New Testament of the Holy Bible, with Jesus speaking. Matthew 25, King James Version. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise ones took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish virgins said unto the wise ones, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather, and go to them that sell, so that you can buy oil for yourself. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say to you, I know you not. Continue. Verse 13. Watch ye therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1 talent, to every man according to his several abilities, and straightway took to his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them another 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2 talents, he also gained another 2. But he that had received 1 talent went and digged the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoning with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and bought 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 more talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter into my joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not sown. And I was afraid and went and hid my talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and lazy servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sow not, and gather it where I have not strawed. Thou ought therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him that has 10 talents. Verse 29. For unto every one that shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that has not shall be taken away even that which he has. Verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goats on his left hand. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hunger, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when sawest we thee hunger, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? Then the king shall answer and said unto them, Verily I say unto thee, inasmuch ye have done it unto one of the least of my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hunger, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. I was naked, and ye clothed me not. I was sick, and imprisoned, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hunger, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or imprisoned, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not unto me. Verse 46. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous shall go into eternal life. I'm going to read Matthew 26 from the New Testament of the Holy Bible and the King James Version. Jesus again speaking. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Jesus by subtlety and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and she poured it on his head, and it poured down unto his clothes, and as he sat at meat. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment may have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye this woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wherever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman has done to be told as a memorial of her. Then one of the tribe, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests and said unto them, What will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he sought opportunity to betray Jesus. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say one another, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. Now verse 26. And as they were eating, Jesus took the bread and blessed it, and brake it and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks to God, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it in the new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Jesus unto them, All you shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto you, that this night before the cock crow twice, you shall deny me 3 times. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also says all the disciples. Then cometh Jesus with them unto the place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then he said unto them, My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry here, wait with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Verse 40. And he cometh unto the disciples, and find them asleep, and said unto Peter, What, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch ye and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again a second time, and prayed, saying, O Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again, and prayed a third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and said unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. Verse 47. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whosoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And therewith he came to Jesus, and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friends, wherefore art thou come? Then they laid hands on Jesus, and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand, and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again your sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray for my Father, and shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? What Jesus was saying, he was saying that he could pray to God his Father in heaven, and God would have sent down 12 legions of angels against these people. But how then shall the scripture be fulfilled, that thou it must be? Now we're going to verse 50, 5. In that same hour said Jesus to the multitude, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and you laid no hands on me. But all this was done, that the scripture of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they that had laid hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answer thou nothing? What is it with these witnesses against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou art the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus said unto him, Thou hast said. Nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall you see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He has spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witness? Behold, now he have heard his blasphemy. What think he? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face, and buffeting him. And others smote him with the palm of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ. Who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat outside in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also was with Jesus of Galilee. But Peter denied before them, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto him that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know him. And after a while came unto him, they stood by and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech betrays thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not this man. And immediately the cock crew, and Peter remembered the words of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, you shall deny me 3 times. And he went out and wept bitterly. Right. Now I'm going to read Matthew 27, and it's into the New Testament of the Holy Bible. And Jesus is speaking. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and the elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. And when they had bounded him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Now Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple, and departed, and went and hung himself. And the 3 priests took the silver pieces and said, It is not lawful to put them in the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and bought with them the potter field to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then it was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, They took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value. Now, go to page, let's see, 10, verse 10. And gave them of the potter's field as the Lord appointed me. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the King of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him, and never a word, inasmuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now, at that feast, the governor was wont to release one of the people prisoner whom they would like. So the governor wanted to release a prisoner because that was a custom every year. And they had then noble prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will you that I release unto you, Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that this for envy they had delivered him. When he was sat down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? And they said unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said unto, Why? What evil has he done? But they cried out even more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a turmoil was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of this man's blood, and that he is a just person. See to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be upon your children. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. They released Barabbas unto them, and then they scourged Jesus and delivered him up to be crucified. Let's go to verse 27. 27, yes. Verse 27 of Matthew 27. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had placed a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head. They plaited the crown of thorns, and then they put it on his head, and reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! And they spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head. And after they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him and put his old raiment on him and led him away to be crucified. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene. I'll just spell the person, the man of Cyrene, Cyrene. Name was Simeon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall. And when he had tasted, he would not drink it. And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted his garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lot. And sitting down they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then were there 2 thieves crucified with him, one on the right and another on the left. And they that passed by revived him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou hast destroyed the temple, and built it in 3 days. Save thyself, if thou wilt, and if thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests mocking him with the scribes and elders, saying, He save others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we shall believe him. He trusted his God, let him deliver him now, for he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. Now let's read verse 44. The thieves also which were crucified with him cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there were darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And above the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This man calleth for Elias. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did shake, and the rock rent. And the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him watched Jesus, saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly, this was the Son of God. And many women were there, behold, in afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministered unto him, among whom was Mary Magdalene, and Mary, the mother of James and Jose, and the mother of Jebedee's children. And the evening was come. There came a rich man of Matthias, named Joseph, who also himself was Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus, that Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body of Jesus down, he wrapped it in clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the 62. This is now verse 62. They were sitting over. Now the next day that followed, the day of the preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that the deceiver said, while he was yet alive, After 3 days I will rise again. Commanded therefore that the sepulchre be made secure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples shall be come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, You have watched, go your way, make it as secure as you can. So they went and made the sepulchre secure, and sealing the stone and setting a watch. This is what we'd have. So Jesus, our Lord, is in the tomb now. Now we are going to read Matthew 28, King James Version, and it's from the New Testament of the Holy Bible. And this is about Jesus. Now, Matthew 28, starting from verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath is from Friday, sunset Friday, sunset Saturday, or if it was the Holy Sabbath, which is a special Sabbath of Passover, then that would have been that year from sunset Thursday to Sunset Friday. That would have been Passover. And then it would have been back to back Passover Friday. The Sabbath, Sunset Friday to Sunset Saturday. So that was 2 Sabbaths back to back. One was the Passover, which is High Holy Day, and the other one was the weekly Sabbath. So that was a long few days. So, in the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, and the first day of the week is on a Sunday, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord had descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door of the sepulchre, and sat upon it. His countenance of the angel, it says his countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men, because they were so frightened. And the angel answered and said unto the woman, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay, and go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. And behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall he be, and there you will see him. Lo, Jesus said, I have told you. And they departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run and bring his disciples words. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them, saying, All hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Then said Jesus unto them, Be not afraid. Go tell thy brethren that they go into Galilee. There shall they see me. Now when they were going, behold, some of the verse 12 now. Behold, some of the unto the chief priests, all of them that were done. And verse 12, and when they were assembled with the elders and have taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye, his disciples came by night and stole him away while we slept. And if they come to the governor's ear, we will persuade him and secure you. So they took the money and did as they were told. And this saying is commonly reported among the Jews unto this day. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Jesus had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen.